early season whitetail hunting, you can be very successful. It's a little tougher in the Midwest than it is out west like Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, places like that. But early season, regardless of where you're hunting, is primarily hunting food sources, in my opinion.
I spent a lot of time driving around early season, glassing. These batcher groups love to come out in these green bean fields.
You know, every year I'm usually chasing a specific animal, and I believe that your best chance in killing a particular buck is early, you know, when that deer's on a strict feeding pattern before he's got any influences of the rut.
You know, you get bucks like that, 5.5 years old, perfect 10, nice heavy 10-pointer, food plots, everything, all that you do, all the work that you do over the season makes it worth it.
That's the time when a buck is going to be probably the most predictable and the most patternable he's going to be all year.
Early season buck hunting requires hunting deer feeding patterns. With the temperatures hot, deer generally bed on shaded ridges during the day, looking for areas that provide a breeze to help push off flying insects. As evening approaches, these deer move to water, then into agricultural fields for nighttime feeding. Preferring soybeans in this early season, hunters often scout these areas first, or plant the protein-rich beans in secluded fields as wildlife food plots, with a specific notion to hunt the bucks feeding in early season.
A dominant buck in early season, his life is about two things, especially in the Midwest after they've shed their velvet. They're about staying away from you and staying secluded and hidden, and it's about feeding. And you gotta understand that he is not going to be on his feet during legal shooting hours very often. And you've got to set up on him accordingly. It's a food source normally, or back on an acorn flat, and always remember that the does and the small bucks will come first, so you have to be set up to let them get past you and not wind you once they're past you, so they don't get hinky or they don't get spooky, because if he sees the slightest little thing in their behavior or hears, he's not coming.
I think it's key to kind of have some little green fields tucked close to their bed, so they're in an evening hunt, especially kind of watch the moon phase, and when the moon gets right, get close to that green field, because at that time of year when there isn't a lot, if we haven't had a lot of rain, it's all about the moisture, and it seems like they spend their time on green early season.